You know, Crystal, I wish you would take your poor family and just move out already. Excuse me, Tammy, what did you just say? Are you out of your mind opening a conversation like that?
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
If anybody should be asking that question here, it should be me.
Please. I live in a gorgeous house with my perfect family. I don't deserve to be looked down on by a poor little nobody like you. I mean, don't you just rent your place? You don't even own it.
I don't see what business it is of yours, and we certainly aren't going to be moving out anytime soon.
Well, I know the family that used to live in your house. I also happen to know that they're just away because the husband accepted a temporary post overseas for his work.
Yeah, duh. I know that too. The Joneses are our friends, and they agreed to let us stay in their house while they're away.
You know, I thought it was a little weird that you moved in halfway through the school year, but I finally figured out why that is. It's because you're just some poor single mother barely staying out of poverty, isn't it? When I figured that out, I nearly fell out of the chair that I was sitting in.
Well, I wish that you would have.
Enough! Don't talk back to your betters. We all have our place in this world, and you need to learn that yours is beneath mine.
I don't even know what the hell that is supposed to mean.
Maybe you didn't know this, but my husband is a CPA. That stands for Certified Public Accountant.
Okay, and I should care about that because...
Well, because all the other people who live in this neighborhood are lawyers or doctors or have other very important jobs.
Okay, and I should care about that because...
So my point is that you don't belong here. You stick out in this neighborhood like a sore thumb. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay, and I should care about that because...
Oh, you really are so at a loss for words that lame response is all that you can come up with. What are you, some kind of dog? Because if you are, then you're nothing but a mangy mutt.
Wow, you talk a lot of trash for someone who doesn't even work.
Well, at least I'm not some poor little single mother who needs to borrow homes from my friends because I can't afford my own. I really hate pathetic little people like you. I am going to make sure you pay for trying to be insolent with me.
Sorry. Do you have any kind of right to kick us out of our home that I don't know about?
I'll hold a vote and invite the whole neighborhood to offer their input.
Yeah, I'm sure that is completely legal and will have no problems being implemented.
And if more than half the people want you to move out, then you have to leave, got it?
I really have no idea just how you think the world works, but this isn't it. Besides, I'm not moving, I just got here.
Okay, and I should care about that because...
You know that the only reason I'm a single mother is because my husband passed away, right? It wasn't like either of us did anything bad to end our relationship.
Well, I'm sure that your husband isn't looking down on you fondly. If anything, he's probably looking up. Whatever happened to him, I'm sure that it was all your fault anyways.
You can say what you want. I really don't care what you think, though.
Whatever. Just know that I don't want you or your filthy child coming near my house or my precious family ever. You got it?
Well, they literally go to the same school, or in the same class, and do the same after-school activities, so good luck with that.
And just why did you make your son sign up for the same sport as mine?
Because my son likes to play basketball, and I want to encourage his interests as his mother.
Well, just make sure that he doesn't bring any of his street rules onto the court when my child is there. Got it? I don't need any broken ankles because some street rat doesn't know how to play fair.
Tammy, let me ask you something.
What is it?
Just what do you find so objectionable about being poor? What is the problem with poor people?
What is my problem with poor people? How about they're the laziest people in the world? Everyone could be a millionaire if they wanted. You just have to study and work hard, and it's possible.
First of all, that is just patently false. I didn't think there were still idiots that believed bootstrapping your way through life was still possible. And also, don't you stay at home all day while your husband brings home all the money? So tell me, what did you do exactly to earn your cushy life?
What do you mean? I worked so hard to be the perfect wife for my rich husband. That takes real effort, you know. I have to go to the salons, get my hair done, always make sure I'm wearing fashionable clothes, manage the house staff so they keep the place clean.
Wow, yeah, sounds like a real burden you've been given.
Well, you know what they say. You can't gain anything without giving something up. And the people who don't realize that always end up poor. If you're poor, it's because you have a poor heart.
What the hell kind of backwards way of thinking is that?
Well, please tell me how I'm wrong then. Oh, that's right, you can't. So just pack up your bags and move out already.
Why can't you just let me live in peace? I don't even do anything to you.
I just can't. I refuse to.
All right then. I think in that case that I'll need some time to think.
I will give you 1 month to move out of here. Or else.
Thank you for the time. I'll be taking my leave now. My name is Crystal and I'm 38 years old. I have a son who is 6 years old. Ever since my husband died, I've been juggling working and raising my child all by myself. I recently had to move for work and was looking for a place to live. I was not having much luck until an old friend of mine told me that they were moving for a temporary overseas work post. They offered to rent their house to me for a reasonable price and I accepted right away. But I came to regret that decision after meeting Tammy, who made it her life's mission to try and kick me out of the neighborhood. But after just finding my son a good school that he seems to like, I was not about to let that happen. After 1 month, Tammy's antics reached its zenith, and she did something I would never have expected.
Crystal, why are you still here? I thought I told you that I wanted you out of the neighborhood by now. I've already given you an extra week to get out of here.
Oh yes, of course. The only thing is, I just don't get why I should be the one that has to move. I mean, I'm living here minding my own business and not bothering anyone.
Well, just your existence is bothering everyone.
You seem to be the only one here that feels this way. I really wish you would just leave me alone.
Who do you think you're talking to?
And I really wish that you'd stop trying to mess with me and my family, like last night, for example.
What are you talking about? Do you really think that someone as elegant as me would stoop down to the level of messing with you?
Elegant. Well, maybe on the outside at least.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? If you open a dictionary and look up the word, it's my picture that you'll find next to it.
I'm sure that it is.
Anyways, I never threw anything at your house, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
But I never mentioned anything about anyone throwing stuff.
Well, obviously I was able to guess that you were talking about all the egg that I still see you haven't wiped off of your walls. Do you even care that you're single-handedly bringing the whole value of the neighborhood down with your laziness?
It wasn't just eggs. A rock also came smashing through my window. I don't care who it was, I just want to know who did it. And since I'm just renting this house, I would really appreciate it if something like this never happens again.
Well, if you want that to happen, then I suggest leaving and never coming back.
As I have told you, I have my son's school and sports to think about, and we are not going to be moving anytime soon.
Well, then I guess you should shut your mouth and quit complaining about broken windows.
Well, I can't sleep thinking about what might happen to the house in the night. It is even affecting my work.
Oh, you mean the lame little part-time job that you have? You must be working hard for that, what, $1,000 a month?
Can you please stop trying to guess at how much I make from my job?
Oh, what's the matter? It's not even that high? That wouldn't surprise me.
Wow, you are really something else, do you know that?
Look, I'm doing this for my neighborhood, all right?
But we exchanged messages from before you found out that I was a single mother. Then you were so kind and welcoming.
That's right. But once I found out what you truly were, I knew that you and I could never be friends.
Are you really that much of an elitist?
I'm not an elitist. I just know that I and everyone else in this neighborhood deserve better than to live near some poor single mother and her snot-nosed brat.
Hold on a second. Tammy, you weren't raised by a single mother, were you?
Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about, okay? Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
And something tells me that I just figured you all out. But come on, it really isn't that bad. I mean, my son and I get along great like this and are happy with our lives together.
Ever since you've moved in here, all you've done is piss me off, do you know that?
Oh, dear. Well, I really didn't mean to.
You better remember this day. I won't let you get away with this.
What are you talking about? I have literally done nothing but exist in a house with my son. Oh man, what am I gonna tell the Joneses? The walls of the house are covered in graffiti and spray paint. And it looks like this kind of paint isn't that kind you can just wash off easily. But you know what the vandals wrote? They said, "We don't want single mothers here." Now, what kind of sick person would even think to spray paint that? Well, I can only really think of one.
What the heck are you babbling on about now? Have you actually lost your mind?
Tammy, you have really taken this whole thing way too far.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Can you just leave me alone already?
I will not. In fact, I've called the police.
Why would you do that? Don't you think that's a little bit much?
Not at all. I mean, you do know about the security cameras that the house has, right? The Joneses installed them before thinking of inviting someone to rent the property. They're all over the exterior.
Wait, there are cameras watching your house?
Yeah, of course. I guess that they just really wanted to make sure that nothing happened to this place while they were gone.
But I didn't know that.
But I have to figure out what to do with this graffiti. I mean, what if they have to come back earlier than expected?
But do the cameras really work, even at night?
I'm pretty sure that they come with night vision equipment, yeah.
But you're poor. You shouldn't be able to afford something like that.
Are you illiterate or something? I literally said that the Joneses installed them. And I've always tried to tell you over and over again that I'm not poor.
Well, prove it then. Prove to me that you aren't poor.
Okay, well, for one, your husband works for me, so how's that?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, you do know that he works for Schuster Accounting, right?
Yes, of course I knew that. Do you really think I don't even know the name of where my husband works?
Okay, well, I'm Crystal Schuster, CEO of the firm.
Wait, what?
And I just recently opened a new office not that far from here.
You're Mrs. Schuster.
I used to be, at least. I opened the firm when I was still single, but I didn't change the name after I got married, even though my last name changed.
I don't believe this. This can't be.
Well, it's the truth. You know, we actually just hired your husband. I almost did a double take when I saw where he said his address was on his application.
Oh no! I can't believe I've been acting this way towards my husband's boss. What have I done?
Well, I suppose I should have said something sooner. I just didn't realize who your husband was exactly. So I apologize for not greeting you both sooner.
What do you mean? I'm the sorry one. I should have never acted that way.
But anyways, that's neither here nor there. We should get back on topic.
Ma'am, I take full responsibility for the graffiti and I promise to clean it all off.
I would expect nothing less, frankly.
And I will come to your house later with my husband to apologize in person.
Ah, right. About your husband. He was actually fired earlier today.
Wait, what? There has to be some kind of mistake.
Well, it turns out that your husband is a little thief.
What? What do you mean by that?
Maybe he thought he could get away with it because his boss was a woman, but bit by bit, he was pocketing money from the business and taking it home with him.
No, he would never do something like that. Not my husband.
I suppose that I can't say anything with certainty until the police complete their investigation, but they actually called not that long ago and said that they were going to take him into custody.
So, my husband is arrested then. He's sitting in some cold jail cell.
Do you know the reason why he left his last job?
He said that he didn't really get along with the rest of the staff there.
Well, it appears that it was actually because he did something similar at his last firm, actually. I imagine they must have had some kind of investigation there as well.
Well, now that I think about it, my husband was always willing to give me money whenever I asked for it, but I just thought it was because he was so rich.
And we just got a fax from the investigators. It seems that your husband was indeed the culprit.
So then you're right. It was really him?
So between your husband's embezzlement and your destruction of property, wow, you two make quite the couple, don't you? But don't you think that this kind of behavior is really unbecoming for the neighborhood?
What do you mean?
Well, I suppose that it isn't me that'll be having to leave her house, but you two. And your new address is going to be county jail. And then who knows what comes next for you two. Lots of big changes in your future, though.
But what about my child? What am I supposed to do?
You really should have thought about that before you acted so recklessly. It's too bad you can't take any of this back now, though.
What am I gonna do? What is gonna happen to my son?
It really is sad that the idiotic actions of the parents are going to have such nasty ramifications on their child.
Please, just don't call the cops about what I did. Surely you can do that for me, right?
I told you that I'd already called them. They're here at the house right now inspecting the damage. They've also already seen the security cameras, saw your face, and asked me for your address.
Oh no, well, what should I do? You have to help me out here. You need to tell them something.
But what I really want to know is, do you really hate me so much just because you were also raised by a single mother?
Yes! It was just my mom and I hated her. She was so mean to me.
Well, you can't just make that assumption about every single parent household that you see. I love my child and would do anything for him.
I know, you're right. I'm sorry. I just got so upset whenever I see a child going through what I did.
Well, like I said, not every child is going through what you did. There are good single mothers and bad single mothers, just like there are good parents and bad parents.
I know that, but I can't help myself. I'm sick, okay? I need serious help.
Well, I hope that the jail has a good mental health specialist then. Maybe you can work with them to overcome your trauma.
You're right.
But if you get out of this, then you'll have to work hard for your son with your husband out of the picture. It won't be easy, but you can stop the past from repeating itself.
Okay, I'll do my best. I promise. I am so sorry for everything.
Look, I won't try and take your money or anything, but I am going to see that you get court-ordered help. You need to be there for your son now. Do you understand?
Yes, and I am so sorry for all that I've done. Thank you so much for this second chance.
Well, I suppose you'll really have to save your apologies for the Joneses. After that, Tammy's husband was taken into custody. Tammy had to move out of her house and took her child to her parents' place to live with them for a while. I didn't try and charge Tammy for any of the damages, but I employed my lawyer to see that she got some therapy as part of her punishment for what she did. In the end, my plan worked, and I hear that Tammy has been doing a lot better mentally and working hard for her son. Repainting the walls cost about $1,000, but I was happy to pay it. We were able to recover most of the money that Tammy's husband stole, and not a second too soon either. Without it, our company was about to go bankrupt. About 6 months later, we moved out of the Joneses' house and into a nice new condo downtown and closer to my son's school. The job of a single mother never ends. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.